This has been a busy week in the news cycle. If you've missed it, here are some of the updates. First, the election of President Donald Trump was confirmed by the House of Representatives and the Senate on Monday. This means that Donald Trump is officially going to be the next president of the United States. This is the vote of the people, and as such, we are excited to see all of this happen. In conjunction with that, we see that Justin Trudeau has resigned as the Prime Minister of Canada. This comes after days, not just days, weeks, months, years of being a contentious figure, not just in Canada, but around the world. And his popularity had declined over the last several months. And so, as such, he has resigned. And this will take place in March when there's a new election that will happen in Canada. Until then, he is the acting prime minister until a new prime minister can be chosen by the Canadian people. And then later in the week, we saw that massive wildfires have broke out across California, specifically in Los Angeles County and the city of Los Angeles, decimating the entire area, bringing up many issues with how the government is run in California. We see that first, there was no water. The reservoirs were empty. And now there's finger pointing on both sides of the aisle, and everybody's saying, well, it's this person's fault and it's that person's fault. But at the end of the day, the fact remains that water was a scarcity as firefighting operations were taking place. And then the mayor also cut the budget of the Los Angeles County Fire Department and Los Angeles Fire Department. And so this led to manpower issues. And so that budget was cut by $17 million. She wanted to cut it by $23 million. Thankfully, that didn't happen, but $17 million. Now, she claims, when you could get her to talk, that is, she claims that those budget cuts had nothing to do with the manpower issues and the fighting of the fire. But it's hard to not see the correlation between the lack of manpower and the lack of resources that have gone into actually fighting the fires that are taking place in Los Angeles County. And then after that, we see that Governor Newsom is partly to blame too, as he has led to his inadequacies, that is, has led to shortcomings. The underbrush has not been cleared away due to natural regulations where they're not actually saving any water that's coming down out of the snow caps because they're trying to save a species of fish. There's all of these things that are going on as you think about why the wildfires have spread so rapidly across California and across Los Angeles County and Los Angeles City. This point, this is being recorded on Friday, January the 10th, and the area has been decimated. At this point, the fires are just going out naturally because fuel has been used up. And so the fires are going out. At this point, there's still no containment. And so hopefully this will come to a quick conclusion as resources are put in place. President Carter was laid to rest this week. The state funeral was held on Thursday, January the 9th. It's the first time in about 5 or 6 years, 7 years maybe, that every living president has been under the same roof. And so we saw Barack Obama, Donald Trump, George Bush, Bill Clinton, and Joe Biden all together at the National Cathedral to pay their respects to Jimmy Carter as he was laid to rest. He was eventually taken back to his home in Plains, Georgia, where he was buried in the family cemetery alongside his wife, Rosalind Carter. And so it was a day of mourning in our nation, and as such, post offices were closed and national offices were closed. And I think that's appropriate because, hey, why not? We should honor our leaders. We should honor those who have served in the highest capacity. And I mean, Jimmy Carter was the most powerful man on the face of the planet. And so it's important that we honor him and that we give him a good send off. And then today is Friday, January the 10th, and we see multiple things happening today. First, the Supreme Court took up the TikTok ban. And so is this really a ban on TikTok, or is it more about privacy and the fact that ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, is actually a data collection site and is in collusion with the Chinese government? There's a great deal of understanding as to why this ban is necessary and why TikTok is a site that is tough to trust. And so all of those things are being done today. The Supreme Court is hearing those arguments, and as such, we'll hopefully know something within the next, either today or in the very near future, whether they're going to stay the ban or whether they're just going to push it off and actually allow President Biden or not President Biden, my apologies, President Trump to make a decision about TikTok when he comes into office on January the 20th. And then on top of that, we see that President Trump has been given a conditional discharge in the hush money trial in New York City, in New York State. And so this was a witch hunt, if you would, by Attorney General of New York. And so in this, we see that Donald Trump has been given a conditional discharge, which means that there will be no fines, there'll be no sentencing, there will be no jail time. The only thing that comes out of this is that President Trump will be labeled as he'll be labeled as a felon. And I think at the end of the day, that's what most people wanted anyways, right? They just wanted that President Biden would be a felon. I think that there are some folks that just have it in for President Biden, or not. I keep saying President Biden, have it in for President Trump. And so they have it in for him. And as such, they're just happy to be able to take it out of him however they will. And so it's been a busy week on the news front. There's a lot that's going on, more than we could even discuss in this short format in these few moments. But please check in here as I keep you updated on the day's events through shorts. And then as I do these little long form contents to just kind of have an overview of what happened in the news this week. And so remember, please like, subscribe, share to this page. We want to keep you informed, and we want to keep you up to date on what's happening in the news in America. And so thanks for watching.